accidentally played the wrong song. It said it was your song break at the top, and then we're listening. We're like, this is not Stonebreed.
Yeah, I was like, that don't sound like what I recorded in the studio, man. It sounds a little different.
I know. She goes, oh my God, he's playing the wrong song. And I'm like, she goes, just say it was a computer. I said, no, I'm going to tell him it's your fault.
It's all
Completely.
Stacy's
It's all
fault.
Stacy. I'm going, I bet your Carlos is sitting there going, what the F?
Chili peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers don't sound like Stonebreed.
Yeah, same area, but not exact.
I really like that song Break, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have an inspiration story behind that at all?
Well, it's just one day, I was frustrated about some people being around me that I felt like I just needed to get a break or get away from and stuff, and just people in general in life that bring you down, and sometimes you got to break away from negativity and stuff like that. So when I wrote that song, it was me venting, just wanting to break away from people that were in my life that were being negative, basically. So that's kind of a song about breaking away from the negativity in your life and standing up and being your own person type of thing. So
What a wonderful song.
Thanks.
I really enjoy a lot of your music. That's why I wanted you on my show. Okay, now we're going to get to the part where the Rockstars Uncensored comes into the show. Are you ready?
Sure, I'm ready.
Okay. I want you to speak a little bit. Tell me something shocking, disturbing, disgusting, something of that sort. It doesn't have to be you in general. It could be, I don't know, one of your bandmates, something you don't have to say. You can say. But tell me first off, if I walked onto the tour bus, and I'm not just talking about your little front part, where the door closes. I want to know what I would see when I got on and did a tour through your tour bus.
You would probably see a lot of roaches from the band smoking pot. You'd probably see a lot of beer bottles and vodka bottles and whiskey bottles because, we got guys in my band that drink a lot. And, we are in California where that marijuana is legal, so we also smoke this shit called earwax. You'd probably see a couple of earwax bongs sitting around and, just party supplies and, fun stuff like that. Probably some of the band's girlfriends or wives or, spur of the moment friends hanging out on the bus, shit like that. Nothing really disgusting or dirty or nothing like that, but we are a party band. We like to party, so that's what we do. We drink, we smoke, we have fun, we race out, we shoot shotguns out the window going down the street, shit like that. So, yeah.
Okay, you said that some of you are obviously in some sort of relationship, be that girlfriend, boyfriend, or I shouldn't say boyfriend. Well, you never know. Wives.
Oh no boyfriends in this band. We are all heterosexual.
Oh, come on. You don't give a little kiss once in a while?
No. Not even to our friends from England.
Not
we
even?
don't play that shit.
Oh.
No kissing on the cheeks, none of that crap, man.
No good games either?
Nah.
Nope. All right. Okay, so somewhere along the lines in your rock star life, you've come upon groupies. And of course, there's your groupies that just love music and like to hang out with the band. And then you have the groupies that are looking for the one and only make it with the band member.
Right.
Can you tell me a story about one of the groupies with the bands?
Story about groupies in the bands. Well, I don't really have any myself. I've actually been happily married for quite a few years myself. But now I got a couple other guys in my band that do have some groupie problems. And one of them, I'm not going to mention his name, but his initials, or I can't even say that. But just recently, we had a girl that was basically stalking him, like just big time, like showing up to every show, getting on his Facebook and, making these remarks, and even though he had has a girlfriend, and she would still show up and try to work her way backstage, work her way in the dressing room, work her way on the bus and stuff, and just real stalker status. I mean, it got to the point where we literally would go to the venue and tell the door guy, look, this chick, don't let her in, basically, so. I mean, it's weird, when some girls that are like that, and then, not just with our band, but we hang out with a lot of friends' bands that are, always on the road and stuff. So I like to call them the fleas and ticks of rock and roll, man. They're out there and they're everywhere, but we try to keep a distance to them as much as we possibly can. You know, if you like our music and you want to come and check us out and buy a CD, cool. But if you want to have sex with the band, that's going to cost extra. That's basically all there is to it.
So there's prostitution with Stonebreed. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we got to eat dinner, any way we can. So.
Okay, now can you tell the difference between like me? I'm like one of the chicks. I've met a lot of rock bands, a lot of rock stars, but I've never been with a rock star. Can you tell the difference between the quote unquote groupies and the ones that just like music and like musicians and like to drink some beer?
Yeah, I mean, the groupies are the ones that are really forward with you, and not only do they want an autograph and a CD, but they want to have you take them backstage and on the bus and all that shit. So. There's definitely a difference and a fine line there, but I mean, and then we meet girls all the time that they're there with their boyfriends or their husbands, and they just like the band and they just want a picture taken, they want a CD autographed or a shirt, and that's all cool and dandy. But it's the ones that try to step over the line and. We don't blame them. I mean, we're some sexy looking dudes sometimes after we shower and all that, so I can't blame them. But, there's just a certain line you draw. And then you got to think of it like this. I mean, if a girl's willing to just come backstage with you and do something with you just because you're in a band, I mean, how many other bands have been there this week? How many other guys she been with this week? That's not like somebody that you really want to hang out with. I'm definitely not, I know, speaking for myself, I would never want to kiss a girl like that, knowing that she's probably been with 5 other bands in the same week. I seen that chick behind stage at this show or that show or whatever. So
nothing like having AIDS victim written across your forehead.
Yeah, exactly. And some of those girls don't carry themselves very well. And that's if they portray themselves as hoes, they get treated as hoes basically.
I completely agree. A lot of the stars I hang out with, they treat me just like a regular person, probably because I treat them the same way.
Yeah, if you don't come on and try to, kissing on them and, trying to grab on them and, be there, then you'll get a lot more respect from the bands. I mean, if respect is what you're looking for. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying? If you want respect, you act like a lady. You want to get laid and be a hoe, then, just be a hoe. That's just the bottom line.
And you get what you give, right?
You get what you give, exactly.
So there's always a drunk in the band. You said that your band likes to drink. Which one is the worst?
Well, now I wouldn't, point anybody out of my band and say they're drunks, but my one guitar player, his name is Steve Sampson. Now he's not a drunk because I don't know what a drunk is, but I mean he likes to drink and he shows up to band practice. He has a fifth or a pint or I don't even know what he drinks. I don't drink myself, but this guy can drink. And the cool thing about it is he can drink all night long and never miss a note, never act drunk, never miss anything, just straight up, right there on top of everything. So it's kind of weird. He can drink as much as he wants, and you could never tell. Like I can see the guy drink 2 bottles of Jack, and he'll walk right on stage and act like he's is totally sober. So. I guess if you want to call him a drunk or an alcoholic, maybe so. But, the cool thing about that is that this dude is the most smilingest, happiest guy in the world. And, alcohol affects different people. I mean, some people drink and they like to fight. Some people drink and they like to cry and, have everybody feel sorry for them. And some people drink and they want to be your best friend. What's up, bro? Hanging on you and shit like that. So, my guitar player, Steve, he likes to drink, and he just is happy and smiles and having a good time. He's just the happiest dude in the world.
Well, that's
but yeah, I
always
would
a
say
blessing.
he's the guy, man, that if, and here's the perfect example. Being in a band, everybody wants to buy you shots. All right, so we're on stage. Waitress comes up with 5 shots. Basically 3 of them go to him, and one of them goes to, like the guitar player, and then that's about it.
So I suppose he thanks you for not drinking because then he gets your share.
Yeah, because he gets all the extra drinks.
Well, that's great. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we close the show?
Well, no, just anybody that's listening, please look us up. www.stonebreed.com is our website. We also have a Facebook page, Facebook/Stonebreed Official. And then, MySpace, we don't even use our MySpace anymore, but we do use it for dates and all that. We do have some cool dates coming up. We're playing March 23rd. We're back at the Canyon Club with Michael Schenker Group, who used to be in UFO, and he also used to be in the Scorpions. And then he's also got Robin McCauley, who was singing for him again. They used to have the Robin McCauley Band, or what was it? Macaulay Schenker Group is what it was. So they're kind of doing a reunited thing. And then on April 14th, I don't know, there's a big thing in Hollywood called the Rainbow Bar and Grill, which is like a real famous restaurant, nightclub, where all the rock stars have been hanging since the 60s. Everybody from, Jimi Hendrix used to go there, and Janis Joplin used to go there, and the Beatles, and, the Stones, and, through the 70s, all the, Bad Company and Aerosmith and all them. In the 80s, all the 80s bands, Rat and, Bon Jovi and Cinderella and Poison would go there, and it's a big rock and roll hangout place. Well, they're having their 40th year anniversary party this year in April. So they've got Faster Pussycat playing at the Whiskey, and we're opening that show. That's going to be April 14th. And then every July, they do a big thing at the Whiskey also for the Crew Fest. They have what's called the Crew Fest, and they bring about 10 bands in. I think this year, we're playing with Tough and London and a couple other bands, maybe Great White, I think, and Hurricane and some bands like that. But, just shows coming up, and if you're listening in, get a hold of us, you go on our website, leave a guess. Hey, I heard you guys on, Laura's show, or go to our Facebook page and say you heard us, or just give us a shout out, man. Just let us know what's going on. We'd love to hear from anybody and everybody that's out there listening.
Well, that's fantastic. And you, I don't know if you want to plug this, but you had mentioned you guys are going to be out partying after the show tonight.
You know what, we are. We have some friends that are also in town tonight. That's the beauty about Hollywood. There's lots of shows all the time. But Gilby Clarke, who used to be in Guns N' Roses, is also playing at the Whiskey tonight. And a buddy of mine, EJ, is his bass player. EJ Curse is the bass player. And Troy Patrick Farrell is his drummer, who Troy used to be in White Lion for a while. And Troy was also in, Pretty Boy Floyd for a while. And he's a good friend of ours. And
I actually have Troy for the show.
Blotzer from Rat. Pardon me?
I actually have Troy for the show, and I also have Ace from Faster Pussycat. So this should be interesting.
Yeah, we're playing with Ace. We're going to see Troy after our show tonight. We're going to be done early. We're done at 9, and Warrant gets done around 10, and Gilby Clarke doesn't go until around 11, so we're going to shoot down there, and then we're meeting up with, I mentioned this to you earlier, Tommy Lee, the drummer from Motley Crue, has a little sister named Athena. She's also a badass drummer. She's real good friends with everybody we hang out with. We hang out with, Bobby from Rat quite a bit. Blotcher's a good friend of ours. I think he's going to meet us down there. And, Chris Holmes from Wasp is another good friend of ours. We always hang out and party. He's going to come to our show. And then we're all going to go bang up and go down to the Whiskey tonight, go rock and roll and party down after we play with Warrant tonight. So we have a full night of rock and roll ahead of us tonight.
Well, you better have one, maybe two for me then.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple of drinks tonight. I tend to not drink as much as my guitar player. I'm the kind of guy that'll drink one or two drinks and then that's about it. But boy, my guitar player will drink like one or two bottles, and then he's ready to get the bar.
And that's Steve, right? So if anyone's out after at the Rainbow, make sure you buy Steve a drink. I'm sure he would very much appreciate that.
Or if you come to the Warrant show, make sure you buy him a couple of drinks, a round of drinks.
Yep, and a couple of shots. All three of them will go to him.
Drop the cigar off a nice joint, some OG Kush. We're all good, baby.
All right, I'd like to thank you again, Carlos.
Hey, thank you,
wish
Laura.
you nothing but the best.
I had a great time rocking out with Rock Stars Uncensored with Laura Hargrove today on URL Radio.
That's wonderful. And we are going to close this with Stonebreed's Last Dollar. So if you have one last dollar, spend it on the show tonight.
Absolutely. That's
okay,
what it's
now
all about when you're down to your last dollar, man.
That's right. Go spend it on something worthwhile. We are going to give away those tickets now. So anyone in the LA area who wants to get in on the show for free, plus it sounds like a meet and greet. You can call us in at, we're going to wait exactly 4 minutes just because we're a weird station, and so we do stuff like that. It basically comes down to phone and computer streaming. There is a slight delay. So to make it fair for everyone, at 4:43, please call in at 701-751-0838 or email us info@url.net. Again, this is